overcoming adversity today. And when I watched you guys killed in a car accident on the way to church, right? They hit a tree, the rest of my family was in there, and I got a call, and they were like, come to the hospital, you know, at the time they weren't pronounced dead. I went to the hospital, and I was just sitting there, and I'll never forget seeing like 4 white folks walk out, and they said, you know, we're sorry we couldn't save her, and my little sister died right there. And then what happened is I went and I kissed her goodbye. I said, I love you. And I remember holding her saying, I'm sorry, I wish it was me. And then I had to drive to the other hospital because my family was in a different hospital as well. And when I drove out there, my grandma ended up dying as well. And it's crazy because I remember when I kissed her, and I want to give you guys a visual on purpose because I want you guys to really understand what you can do when you're going through hard times. Because you're a very amazing person, and I realized at this time I had to be strong, and I could be an amazing person too. So I remember I kissed my sister, her body was cold. I remember I tasted the sulfur and all that other stuff in the airbags. I remember literally like just hugging her, all right, her lifeless body.
I appreciate y'all so much. So, can I get over here real quick? I just need to see the screen. So you guys, right here on the left side, you can see, that's the call I was on right there, January 6th, 8:38 p.m. And then over here on the right, it literally says, this is me still working after they died. Jason Brown actually posted me on his Instagram and said his family just died and he's still working. Okay? Now, I want you guys to understand, this isn't something where I'm over here thinking, okay, let me just show everyone how strong I am. Okay, I wasn't like, let me just show everyone how strong. That's not the mentality I had. The mentality I had was, if my family were to, if I were to die and my family was awake and they were alive, I would have been up in heaven, and if they were laying there depressed, I would have been in heaven saying, what the hell are you doing? You better get your ass up and go make something of yourself right now. You better become massively, massively successful, right? I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Now, over here, I'm literally talking about how I'm going through so much pain, all right? I'm talking about all this stuff that I'm going through, and at the bottom, it says, to my little sister, this one's for you. I was unranked at the time. And this is me, my last call, one of my last calls with my grandma. You know, and this is like my mom. So now, a week, the day after the funerals, right, I buried my grandma, I buried my little sister. This is like my mom that raised me. And the next day after I buried my grandma, my sister, I got a call from the other side of the world, or the other side of the United States saying, hey, Cash, you know, your mom's about to die. And, you know, so I made a post and I stood up there. Today I was told death is near. And I remember my grandma telling me about my grandpa that sometimes people need to have permission to die. And so I remember her asking me, would you be able to do that for me? And I said no. And long story short, I never really told too many people this, but when she was dying and they hit me up about it, I literally, they FaceTimed me, and I was able to say goodbye to my grandma, and I told her, it's okay, I'll be fine.
We love you, bro!
Love you. I said, it's okay, I'll be fine. I said, I'm gonna be, trust me, I'm gonna be good. It's okay for you to go see Grandpa in heaven. And later on, she died. Then you see on the right, those are the text messages, 11:31, 1:17. I buried my family, my baby sister on the 16th, right? And my grandma, again, now there's 3 family members in the last about 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so, okay? Then Grandma has been gone to go with Grandpa. She died, yes, okay. And I just said, okay, right? And I said, this is my conversation with my cousin. I said, I just want to say goodbye to my grandma. So at this time, I haven't cried yet. I haven't been through it yet. I'm trying to be strong. I thought 2 deaths was enough. And then all of a sudden, right, it's crazy because this is what really got to me, is the fact that when my grandma, my mom, was dying, or after she died, there was a blizzard in Minnesota because that's where she lived. And it's insane because I was still fighting my situations in court. And I want you guys to understand, right, and this is gonna be my little side note, I got a little thing on right here. And I wanna be very real with everybody on something really quick as well. I have no problem doing this because I want you to understand that there's a lot of broken people here, and I'm not perfect, no chairman up here is perfect, and I want to show you my weakness because I know that if we can do it, you can do it. And so I have no problem exposing who I am. I appreciate you guys so much. And so I'm over here trying to, I had to move the world for me to get permission to go to Minnesota to go see my grandma, and all she asked for was for me to carry her to her grave. I said yes, I'd love to, it'd be an honor. And so, long story short, the blizzard happens and I had to miss her funeral, and I had to watch her funeral. I had to watch her funeral on FaceTime. And I think it might actually be on here, but I mean, tell her I love her. I'm sorry I couldn't come, and that I miss her, and that she was my mom. Please tell her I love her 3 and 4 and more. So then I literally look at the bottom on the right over here. She asked me if they can make me a bear out of some of her clothes, and she asked me if I'd like that. I said, please, yes. That's my mommy. I'm dying. I said, I'm dying inside. Now, at this time, my back office, you check the PRSV, I was bringing in people at the same time. I went from unranked to P1K, all right? I missed the funeral, watched it on FaceTime, okay? Then what ended up happening is this is my baby sister and my grandma's funeral right here, and my baby sister, my grandma, my mom, all right there, all right? And it's insane to me because, you know, as this was going on, I still had this vision. I still had the vision, all right, of what I was gonna do. I still had the vision. And my thing is, a lot of people ask me, you know, Cash, how are you so strong? And I'm gonna be honest with all of you. I did it for my family, but I did it for me as well. I did it for me as well. And the other thing is, if the vision's strong enough, you will never quit. If the vision was strong enough, you will never quit. You will never, ever quit. And so, you can't see it on there, but if you look at the very top of that board, it says Chairman 25 on that board. It says Chairman 25 on that board. Now, right below it, it was saying how I wanted a 1,000 person event. And this is in January 19th. Now, I don't know who was an eye in Dallas, but we threw an op event the day before the big event. The day before the big event at the time. And guess what? We had about 800, 900 people there. Just 100 people short of 1,000 like my vision was. So now what happens is my grandma dies on February 2nd. We bury her February 8th. I'm saying goodbye to her on FaceTime. I'm crying my eyes out, whatever. I get off the call and I start saying, you know what, let's get to work. And so all of a sudden P2K, get to P2K, I re-ranked, I was at P5K, I re-ranked at P5K, okay? And then what ends up happening is this. What ends up happening is that I'm like, you know what? I don't really know what to do anymore. I can't believe I missed her funeral. And then what happened is I hit up Jason Brown, I hit up Matt Rosa, and I was saying, I'm scared about law of attraction. I'm scared that I'm attracting negative things. I'm terrified that I'm gonna keep thinking about death. I said, should I not think about them? And I'll never forget what Matt Rosa said to me. I said, should I not think about my family, or how does this work? And he said, I'm not telling you not to think about, I'm not going to tell you not to think about your family. In fact, what I'm going to tell you is think about them all the time. And I remember I was crying when it was in a voice message, and I remember I was listening to it, and I was crying, and then he said, what I'm saying is, I'm telling you to think about it all the time, and let that pain drive you. And I remember when he said that, I wiped off my tears, and I was like, let's go get it, right? So I write down Chairman 25 on that board. We have the vision, right? Then boom. So we got Chairman 10, and 3 to 4 months after my family died. Then fast forward 2 months later, Chairman 25, like I said I would. So then fast forward less than a year, Chairman 50, okay? Chairman 50, and we're well on the way to Chairman 100 as well. Well on the way to Chairman.
Come on, Cash!
You see where I'm at? Okay, cool. All right, now let's really get it. So let me tell you guys right now. See, here's my thing. I don't know about you guys, but I believe in law of attraction, and I really believe in God. And here's my thing. I don't care what it is that you believe in. You can believe in whatever you want. But here's my thing. You know that your creator literally wants to give you whatever you want. If you don't think that, something's wrong with you. If you do not think that, something's wrong with you. So here's my thing. You went to bed every single night and you were praying to get rich, right? You were praying for God to give you a breakthrough. You were praying for God to give you something that was going to change your life. Let me be famous. Let me make money. Let me have the time freedom. Let me be able to do the things that I want to do for my family. And so guess what? Right? A lot of people don't realize that we manifested I am. This was what God gave us. You don't even realize that this is not by accident. You asked for this prayer. You asked for this during your prayer, and you don't even realize that you manifested your vehicle. You don't realize that God came through, and the question is are you? Because you gotta pray like it's up to God, and you gotta work like it's up to you, right? And so I'm telling you right now, are you actually grinding? Are you grinding like this is your dream that God gave to you? Because God came through for you. Are you going to come through and you're half of the bargain? And that's the question. See, I tell everyone this all the time, but it's hardest about the general when he's working like a soldier, right? It's hardest about the general when he's working like a soldier. So at the end of the day, right, you've got to start thinking, I know I'm going through pain, I know I'm going through a lot, but right now, I'm going to do whatever it takes to become successful. And whatever the reason why it is that you don't want to grind, that's the reason why you need to grind. If you're depressed, you should be grinding. If you're broke, you should be grinding. If you're going through death, you should be grinding. And I can say that because I lost my family still. That's the depression in your mind when you're sitting still. It begins to erode and rot. But if you can move it and you wipe it around, it becomes clean. And so movement creates happiness. Write that down. Movement creates happiness. See, a lot of us were waiting for the feeling to go get to work. You start working and then you go get the feeling. Right? You start working and go get the feeling. I don't feel like working. Well, it doesn't matter what you feel like. That's what we train for. That's what this business is for. That's what the mindset is for. It's for when the hard times come, which they will, that you are going to make sure that, you know what, I don't feel like grinding. I don't feel like doing this. I'm depressed right now. I'm going through a lot right now. And you take it all in and you say, this is what I trained for, right? I'm telling you guys that if you want to make it to this level up here, you got to do the things that no one else wants to do so you can achieve the things that no one else will ever have. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go. So you guys, I'm gonna go through a couple more things here. I got like 6 minutes left. I got about 6 minutes left. So my thing is you guys gotta understand that when I went to jail, when I went to prison, everyone said, Cash, you made bad decisions. That's why you went to jail, right? I'm like, yep, I agree 100%. But then I went and got rich, and then what everyone says is I got lucky. Oh, so when I go to prison, it's my fault, but then when I get rich, it's not? Right? So I'm saying this for a reason. Because a lot of you have made bad decisions in your life as well. And my thing is you know that those bad decisions were your fault. So if you can make a bad decision, you can also make a good decision. Does this make sense? Okay, perfect. So I'm telling you that you've already manifested it. Start making the good decisions. When it's time to, when people are drinking, you should be saying no to it. How do you have time to drink right now? Your why has a time limit. Write that down. Don't wait for your why. Don't wait for your why to be in the hospital, right, dying, and then you say, you know what, I should have had the money, but I was drinking. I should have had the money, but I was smoking. I should have had the money, but I wanted to go party. I should have had the money, but I wanted to go to the bar. I wanted to go to the club. You've got to start saying no. There's people here right now, right, not many, there's a select few here that have been drinking, smoking, all this other stuff. What are you partying for? Where are you to grow? We're here to grow right now. You're drinking in your Airbnbs and all this stuff. You're here to party? I mean, you're taking the stuff you did in the outside world and you're bringing it in here. Who are you to be partying right now? And why are you bringing that into a successful environment like this? If you see anyone drinking when we're at stuff like this, you're going to take those bottles and pour them out. Because that's not what we're here to do. We're here to grow. We're here to achieve our dreams. You've got to start being disciplined and start thinking about stuff the correct way. The other thing is a lot of people ask me, what does it take, Cash? They say, what does it take? And I'm honestly, it's whatever it takes is the answer. It's whatever it takes. It doesn't matter what happens because you said you're going to do this, so it takes whatever it takes. If it's death, if it's breakups, if it's depression, you got to go through whatever it takes and you will make it to your dream. But don't sit there and say, I'm going to do this unless. I'm going to do this until this happens. I'm going to grind until this happens. All right? I got 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and I want everyone to stand up really quick. I want everyone to stand up really quick.
Let's go.
And I just want to say really fast too, I appreciate all of you so much. I really do. Thank you guys so much. You know, sincerely, this has been a dream, and this was for my family. And I remember having this vision, and it's crazy because I was just telling my team one day that I always have this vision speaking in the middle of a stage surrounded, and it was never one of the stages that are long. Right? And it's crazy to be in the center of this thing because all the stages that I've ever seen anyone speak on has been when they're just all that way. And it just so happens that we're in the middle of the arena, manifesting that dream. And I just want to say I appreciate all of you for allowing me to have my dream. I love you. I love you. We're gonna get ready for the chairman's screen. We're gonna get ready for the chairman's screen, okay? I want everyone to turn the cameras on right now, and then we're gonna get this out the way. And I want this to be the best event ever. High energy, the whole event. You guys hear me? High energy, the whole event. High energy, the whole event. None of that, I'm too cool, I'm tired. You got 1 day left. Dig deep, let's get it. Y'all ready? Now, I'm going to count to 5, and on 5, we're going to let it out. Now, everyone close your eyes and let's go. Everyone close your eyes and let's go. I want you to think right now. I want you to think about everything that took us to be here, because some of you are here on your last dollar. Some of you are here on your very last dime. Some of you, people helped you be here, and you can't afford food. Think about all the pain that you've been through. Right? 1. Now, I want you to think about the debt that you might be in. I want you to think about the sacrifices that you made, the breakup, the people that told you no. 2, I want you to start thinking about maybe you can do this. Maybe you can do this. Maybe no one else there is special. Maybe these trainers are regular people. These trainers are regular people. Because Cartier is a normal person. And maybe we can make it to that level. 4, I want you to start thinking now. I want you to imagine yourself on the stage with me. I want you to imagine yourself looking at the masters right now, and you're the one in the middle. And it's not me speaking, it's you speaking. I want you to really, really dig deep. I don't know what number I'm about 4, okay? I want you now to just visualize the residuals hitting your bank account, the trade accounts hitting. I want you to visualize all of the happiness, buying your mom a car, buying your mom a house, helping your dad with bills, helping your family, your children, whatever it is that means a lot to you. I want you to take all the pain, I want you to take all the happiness and all the sacrifices, because that's what chairman is. And we're gonna let it out right now. 5,